So I call it connecting the dots. There's a lot of information out there when children are going through an experience where their parents are separating or divorcing. And it's very easy for us to be worried about putting them in the middle, and we shouldn't put them in the middle. There's no doubt about it. However, if there is coercive control going on, when we don't actually lay out the truth for them or give them clarity, then we actually may diminish their experiences, much like the course of controller diminished your experiences. It's not helpful. Now, I always preface everything. First of all, we hope that you're getting trauma-informed therapy or trauma-trained therapist who understands coercive control, who understands that domestic abuse is about power over, someone having power over us. Of course, it'd be ideal if your children are in therapy. However, we know most of these coercive controllers are going to do whatever they can to prevent the children from going to therapy. That's what they do. They don't want the children to have any protective parts. So this is really tricky. But what can you do? When your children come home from the coercive controller and they say something like, you took all the family's money. You're taking, the other parent back to court, when that's not true, right? So this is like darvoing, right? This is what the coercive controller is doing. They're darvoing you. Every time that you say that something is happening, they're denying it, they're attacking, they're reversing it back to you, reversing victim and offender. So this is what they do. We know that. How do we help our children to gain clarity? Do we say something like, oh, he's a liar? Or you're hearing, that's not true. You're hearing horrible things about me. Those aren't true. No, 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 no. We stand in our personal power. We have to stand in our personal power. And that has to be something like, I'm sorry you heard that. It's not true. That's not true, honey. And then we walk away, we disengage. We cannot continue to engage in the back and forth, the conflict, because that is the unfortunate part, is that the coercive controller is teaching our children to actually engage in that process. They're training our children like soldiers to participate in that process. That doesn't help us. What helps us is to be really centered. And again, sometimes we're acting the part. We don't actually feel it. We have to act the part. Our brain will heal if we act the part. So we act the part. It's not true, sweetheart. And then we go in the bathroom later and cry, or whatever it is. But in this moment, we are present with them. We are attuned to their needs, and we are not allowing them to have power over us. You see, this is exactly what the coercive controller wants. He's or she is training our child to have power over us. And when our child gets that power, it helps their unhealthy ego to get stronger. We don't want that. We want nothing to do with engaging that unhealthy ego. We are only trying to help that ego become more resilient and healthy. So how do we do that? We show up in personal power. Very different than power over. Personal power. Strength, not weakness, not victim, not being hurt. It could hurt, but we can't show them that we're in this significant pain. We have to show them we're strong. You can do this. I know you can.